Well, the green stalks are doing fabulous. As you can see, lots of wonderful basil. And right now we're having a bit of a sprinkle. But I couldn't pass up the opportunity to share with you how these are doing. Aren't they beautiful? Finally getting some strawberries in there. Still haven't removed this third giant marigold. Some more lettuce coming. So we're getting our fall crops coming, which is bittersweet. It means summer's over with, but actually it isn't. But look at those peppers. Got so many peppers, but look at also, yay, we have our tomatoes. Yep. I picked the purple one. It wasn't that great. Lots of wonderful herbs, more peppers. Look at these beauties. I think you know what today's project is. So many tomatoes coming, yay. Wow, that's just a quickie update on how the green stalks are doing. So much fun. So I'm going to make some cashew pesto. I have some basil and parsley in the blender, and I've got some cashews, some Parmesan cheese, some grated garlic, and some lemon juice. And we're going to just whiz this up. So today we're going to do some freezing of peppers. I love to have chopped peppers ready to go for a meal, and even if I want to have peppers in my omelet, you just grab my plastic bag and knock off a few. There we go. So we're gonna use our little handy dandy machine here. First we have to clean the pepper, make sure there's no seeds in it. Probably not the most efficient. If you guys have a better way of doing this, let me know. So we're just going to prepare the peppers and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I'm almost done, but I just want to mention, look at all of the seeds. Each one of those seeds can produce a plant that can grow to produce so many beautiful peppers. All these peppers came from one plant. It's still got blooms on it. It's still got little peppers growing on it. I took one of these seeds last year and I dried it, and I put that seed in some soil in February, started a seedling, and these peppers come from that seedling. So it is amazing. There is no reason why we should be starving. God has provided all this beautiful seeds. All we have to do is use them. So here we are with our beautiful peppers. Now we're going to just slide that aside for a minute. Go to this. Pepper doesn't lay flat exactly, but we'll give it a try. There it goes. They're pretty big peppers, I guess. Aha! It's like magic, it disappears. Okay, to save your ears, I will show you the end product. Then these will go into a freezer bag. Oh, stop. There we go, we've got our label already on it. And we'll take our little container out. Beautiful chopped green peppers for the freezer to use in many, many meals to come. So hopefully this was inspirational for you. You don't have to get one of these little gadgets. It does make it a little less time consuming and a lot more fun, but you can easily dice up green peppers and save them in a freezer bag. So thanks for viewing. See you next time. So today we're going to take corn off of the cob. Now I have to tell you, this is the second day. On the first day doing this, I took a little chunk out of my finger with the corn stripper, and I couldn't get it to stop bleeding. I had my hand up, I did all the things, I did the pressure thing, a wad of paper towel, I did everything I could think of to stop the bleeding. After a half hour, I finally remembered I have yarrow growing in my garden. So I went out, pulled some of the leaves of the yarrow, wrapped the yarrow around my finger, and then took a paper towel, wrapped that. And within about 15 minutes, the bleeding slowed down enough for me to do a proper bandage, put another thing of yarrow leaves on it. Overnight, it stopped bleeding. I don't have any pain in the wound. I've been able to change the dressing on it. So there's a little tip for you. You should grow yarrow. So this, I found out that you don't do it from here. It's better to do halfway down, but this thing works fabulous. It strips the corn so good, and it was cheap. You can find it on Amazon. And then what I do is I take the opposite, so this is the cutting edge. I take the opposite and then I strip what would be the cream of the corn that way. So take a lesson from me. Anyway, this is part of the Every Bit Counts challenge and gardening with Granny. So that's it for this section. Hello, welcome to Gardening with Granny. This is another day in the Every Bit Counts challenge. And today's, what we're making is a vegetable broth. And those corn cobs that you saw me strip the corn off of were added to this broth. This broth has been going for probably 24 hours, and there's tons of goodies in here, herbs, onions, tomatoes, and just taking the cobs out because the next step is to strain the broth. Now this broth will be eventually freeze-dried, and used as a base for soups, stews. It can remain as a vegetable, but we can also add meat to it. But if I have somebody who is a vegetarian, I can give them a bit of this broth. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have another one in here. I thought maybe not. Well, we may get to it. So there we have the cobs. Our next step is to pass this through a fine mesh strainer. And then this juice will go into a quart jar until it's cool enough for us to put in the freeze dryer. And what we've learned is that a quart of liquid fills 1 tray. So how many quarts we have, we will be able to make that many trayfuls. And 2 trays of the freeze-dried makes 1 quart. So generally speaking, we'll have 2 quarts. If we fill all 4 trays, we'll have 2 quarts of freeze-dried broth. And this would be like a bouillon. So you could use it however you use a bouillon to enrich the flavor of many, many dishes. You can make a cream of mushroom soup, cream of celery soup, and still be vegetarian. So if that's what you like to do. I personally like my meat too much. So we're just going to continue doing this, and I'll show you the results once we have all the quarts filled. Okay, so that made 3 lovely jars of veggie broth that we will be able to use through the winter, maybe give away as gifts. And so that does it for this week of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. And hopefully you've gotten some ideas from some of the videos that I've included in this, and that you will try to challenge yourself to preserve something. It doesn't have to be every day if that's too hard for you. I didn't do it every day, but every bit that I did, I will be grateful for this coming winter. So thank you, Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, for challenging us to this great challenge. So see you next week.